Let's think together about the immersion aspect of baptism. Should people be sprinkled with water or should they be dunked in the water? Well, everyone who follows Jesus should be clear that baptism is a command from Jesus. It's not a suggestion. In Matthew chapter 28, verses 18 to 20, Jesus says, go and baptize, and that's from all nations. So it's not limited to one culture, one geography. It's all followers of Jesus to be baptized. But then what's the mode? Sprinkling or dunking? And so that word baptizo means to immerse. So dunking is what the meaning of that word means. And when you think about Jesus baptized in the Jordan River by John, you think of him immersed in the water. And so the question is, what about sprinkling? For me personally, the first time I was baptized, it was in a church where sprinkling was the tradition. And it was still an awesome day. I mean, so many of my friends were there and I shared my story. It was a celebration. God bless that day tremendously. And I'll always look back on that day with great memories. But as I studied baptism in the years after that, well, I learned the meaning of the word. And so I was baptized a second time, and it was in a lake. And again, people were there, and it was another impactful day. But at that baptism, I just knew this is the truest sense of what that word baptism means. And ultimately, it isn't the water that's the most important thing. It's following Jesus. It's obeying him. It's publicly, going public with your faith. And it's all that, and that joy and that closeness with God is involved in baptism. That's the main thing. But it is important to look at sprinkling or dunking. What does that word really mean? And I'd encourage you, if you've only been sprinkled, to study what that word baptism means. And maybe, like me, you'll be baptized, immersed in water. But in all things, let's give God the glory.